Hello everyone, and welcome to another lesson in astrology where we are learning and studying astrology together. Today is going to be lesson 10. We are going to talk about the zodiac sign of Capricorn. The information that I am about to share with you today has been obtained from a variety of books and internet research. I have listed the books that I have used to get this information from in the description box below if any of you are interested in them. For those of you who are subscribers to my channel for the purpose of the tarot card readings, we are still doing tarot card readings on this channel. This is something that I am doing simply in addition for those of you who are interested in learning more about astrology. Also, you need to know that you most likely will not have all of the traits that I am about to mention for the sign of Capricorn. That is because you have a sun, a moon, and a rising sign, and you are a combination of all of them. If you do not know your moon and your rising signs, I have put a link in the description box below as well that will take you to a website where you can get a free astrology chart. Now, since I am in the process of learning astrology, I would like to know if you do have Capricorn in your chart, whether it's sun, moon, or rising, how much of these traits you resonate with. I feel like for most people it's going to be 50%, but if you could put a comment below like 50% if you feel like it's half of it, 75% if you resonate with a lot of it. I doubt that anybody's going to use 100%, but that could be possible. If there is a subject in astrology that you are interested in learning more about, please put that in the comment section below as well. I'd be more than happy to research your topic and make a video out of it. It is important in astrology to know the characteristics of each sign because you do have Capricorn in your chart somewhere, even if it's not your sun, your moon, or your rising. So if you are learning astrology, I do suggest that you go back and watch all 12 videos. Right now, this is only lesson 10. We got 2 more to go, but it will really help with your interpretations if you know the meaning of each sign. With that said, I've done enough talking. Let's get on with today's lesson, Capricorn. First, some of the facts. Of course, Capricorn dates are December 22nd to January 19th, and they are known to be a cardinal earth sign. Cardinal means the beginning of seasons and the starters of projects. Capricorn is the start of winter, and cardinal means that they are always interested in trying new things. Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, which is the planet of restrictions, obstacles, discipline, limitations. Their keyword is I use. And the parts of the bodies that Capricorn rules is the joints, the knees, the bones, the teeth. They can be subject to things like arthritis or joint issues. Their birthstone is a garnet. So there's no mountain high enough for a Capricorn. They are very determined and ambitious. Success and status is what motivates them. If they see something at the top of the mountain and they want it, they will be just like that little goat. They may not be able to move the mountain, but they will find a way to climb it. Once they take the first step towards a goal and they focus on that prize, they can be an unstoppable force until they get to that finish line, even if it takes them years. They have a strong gift for patience. They're never in a rush. They take their time. They believe that slow and steady wins the race. They are determined to overcome any obstacle that may get in their path. Do not underestimate a Capricorn's abilities. They are ruled by Saturn, which is the Greek god Kronos, and Kronos ate his own children because he feared that they were going to overtake his throne. So I'm not saying that a Capricorn would do that. I'm just saying that they could be prone to going to extremes in order to get what they want. Capricorns are always prepared. They are very organized. They are a type of sign that plans for the future. You will notice that a Capricorn always has their kitchen cabinets stocked, or always has their tank full of gas, or they may even pack for a vacation a month in advance. When they wake up in the morning, they have a list of daily goals that they feel that they must accomplish. They have a schedule, they like to stick to it, and they despise when someone throws that monkey wrench into their plans. They can actually be obsessed with making sure that everything is going according to their plan. Before a Capricorn will go to bed at night, they will ask themselves, like, was I disciplined enough today? Did I achieve enough goals today? Was I responsible enough today? And this can cause them to be very hard on themselves. If there's something that they didn't accomplish and they wanted to get it done, then they would feel like a failure inside. Achievements are very important to them. They are known to not be very talkative, especially if someone is talking about drama, rumors, or gossip. If they run into Susie at the grocery store and Susie wants to talk about what the neighbors are doing, Capricorns just don't have time for that. They would much rather talk about their careers, their work, their goals, success. This can make them seem like, to Susie, that they're not very friendly, or they're stuffy, or they're stuck up. But that's not the case at all. They're just not interested in talking about the things that Susie wants to talk about. There is like this old man or this strict parent that lives inside them, which can also cause them to be not very emotional. They're an earth sign. They don't really like to talk about their feelings or express emotions, which can make them seem, once again, like cold-hearted or insincere. They're just a very serious sign. This is the path that they're on. This is their destiny. Capricorns do not like to ask other people to do things. They don't depend on others to do things. They kind of feel that others will not do things the right way. This can cause them to seem like they are being judgmental or critical, but they actually worry about this stuff. There is only one way to do something, and it is Capricorn's way. An example of this would be, say that they decide to paint a room in their home. They would not call a painter to do the job because they're afraid that this painter is going to come in and rush and do the job sloppy. When they know they can do it, they're capable of doing it, and they're going to do it right. Now, this can cause them to put too much on their plate and have a massive overload of responsibilities. Now, as far as money goes, they are known to be what is called a late bloomer with their money. In their younger years, they can be very obsessed with their image, which would cause them to buy, like designer clothing and the most fanciest handbag, and they have to get their hair done at a certain salon. But that is because they worry about how other people see them. But once they get older, like once they hit around 40, they can do a complete flip-flop. Others may see them as cheap or stingy, but in fact, they are being frugal and thrifty because they have learned the value of money. And they know how hard they have to work to get that money. So then they turn into being very cautious and conservative with their spending habits. They won't be impulsive. They won't buy foolish things. They won't go off on some type of pleasure-seeking adventure. They will cook dinner at home instead of going to a fancy restaurant. And then this is when their bank account starts to grow. And Capricorns like to have money in the bank. This is when you will see them start paying all of their bills on time or monitoring their credit score all the time. They only like to spend their money on practical things, and they would never buy something that they absolutely didn't need. As far as relationships go, a Capricorn will choose a partner for life. They're very cautious in their selection of the person that they choose. They may even want to see your resume on the first date. They don't like to waste their time investing in something that doesn't have potential. Like a Capricorn most likely wouldn't date someone who uses public transportation or doesn't have a good job or isn't in school or lives in their mother's basement. But once they do choose their person, they will stay by that person's side no matter what happens. The only time a Capricorn would consider leaving a relationship is if it gets on shaky financial ground. That's when they get nervous and may start looking for an escape. They actually do really well in crises. I don't even know if that's a word. Crises. They keep a cool head and they sit down and they say, okay, we're going to solve this problem together. We're going to get through it. We're going to get over these obstacles no matter what it takes. So they do make a great partner. And they would never break a promise to you either. If they tell you that they're going to do something, they will follow through. And also, if you do a favor for a Capricorn, they feel this need to keep paying you back for the favor. Like they'll pay you back a favor 10 times over. In a career, this is the big one for Capricorns. A lot of them will go to school for years to obtain some type of certificate or degree, which once again will benefit them in later years. You will find that a lot of Capricorns are doctors and lawyers and anything that it takes a long time to accomplish, because they will keep pushing ahead no matter how exhausted they get. A lot of Capricorns are known to have jobs and go to school for many years. They are very hard workers, which makes them very good employees to have. They're actually known to be workaholics. They love to work. They can literally work themselves to the bone, Saturn. They don't take time off from work either. And they must be recognized for their hard work efforts. If they are bending over backwards and working extra shifts and an employer does not notice them with a raise or a promotion or something to that effect, they will move on. The best careers for them would be possibly working for the government, because Capricorns like to enforce the rules. Because they are so disciplined, they would do really well in their own business. Capricorn is the most dominant sign for presidents. And of course, because all of their hard work ethics that they have, they're usually in management positions. They would do very well in any career that would talk about bones, orthopedics, a dentist, and of course, anything in finance would be excellent for a Capricorn. They're very good with their money, once again, in later years. As far as public image goes, I kind of already talked about that. They worry about what people think of them. Like, a Capricorn would never be seen at a convenience store in their pajamas, if they were just running to get a gallon of milk. They actually look at people who are doing that and they're like, oh, that's gross. But that's because their public image is just so important to them. They will put on makeup and they will dress nice just to run out of the house for 5 minutes to go grab a coffee, because they're afraid that they might run into someone and someone would see them. Anyway, the house that is under Capricorn is where you would be very determined and ambitious. If Capricorn's on your second house, you will be cautious with your money. If Capricorn is on your sixth house, you will be very determined to have excellent health. If Capricorn's on your fifth house, you may be very disciplined to your children. Capricorns can be very hard on their children. They don't like to spoil their children. They feel that they must teach their children to work hard for what they want. So if you have a Capricorn parent, they might be very hard on you. Their home is usually organized and clean. They don't need to be surrounded by expensive things. Once again, in later years, got to keep that in mind, because they might want to run and buy the biggest, fanciest television when they're 20, but when they're 50, they're like, no way, this 15-inch television is just fine for me. So they do some type of a flip-flop around age 40. They're also worried about the security of their home. So a lot of them will have a security system. They will have their valuable things locked up in a safe as well. And because they value their time, you will notice that a lot of Capricorns have a place in their home, like a man cave or a she shed, like even if it's the garage or an office where they can go to get away. They need time by themselves. This is where they go to make all of their plans or do all of their research or study. Finally, a few celebrities with the sun in Capricorn. I have Elvis Presley, Martin Luther King Jr., Al Capone, Ellen DeGeneres, Mel Gibson, and Tiger Woods. And there was a lot of Capricorn celebrities. I mean, hard work pays off. Okay, so with that said, that is all I have for you today. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video and share it with all of your Capricorn friends. Leave a comment below with the percentage rate if you resonated with any of these qualities. Also, if there's a subject that you want to know more about, you can leave that in the comment section below as well. Subscribe to my channel if you are interested in learning more about astrology. Aquarius is next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.